All right, welcome to the Superledger podcast, episode 94. Our guest today is the team from WarZ, and they are a live trading, streaming music battle. That's probably a poor descriptor, but they're going to describe it a lot better than me. But it's a very interesting project. Ran across these guys in an OmniFlix space there, Flix.fun space, I guess it is now. And it seemed like a really good vibe over there. Some interesting things that they're building. So definitely want to have them on the show and share what they're doing here and see what's going on in some other ecosystems in Web3. Our sponsor today is, as usual, Corium Community DAO and Validator. There's a hub of value, resources, and networking opportunities there for everybody to participate in the ecosystem. And big announcement here tomorrow, September 22nd, is the snapshot for the quarterly reward system. And that snapshot will be taking place tomorrow. So anybody staking with the Corium Community DAO Validator will qualify for that CCD token distribution in the days following. And I'm joined by my co-host here, Articulate. Articulate, you want to maybe talk about our weekly Corium Punk spin and our added snapshots for the distribution of Corium Community DAO token.
Yes, thank you, Chris, and welcome to everyone that's tuned in, and our guest from WarZ who is here today. Every week we do a spin as we are still in distribution phase with our CCD tokens. And this week we did a spin, and the person who holds punk number 7221, you're going to be eligible to win 10,000 CCD tokens. So 7221, that punk number, if it is minted, I didn't check yet, you are eligible to come to our Discord and put in a ticket to claim those tokens. If not, when you do mint this, take a note of this number. If you do mint this punk, you will have a 10,000 CCD token bounty attached to it. Now, what we're doing differently this time around for our quarterly airdrops is that we're going to be including the holders of punks and Mart. Now, recently, Corium Labs launched the Cruise Control platform, which is features a launchpad and much more. You know, they are just starting, and there's real-world assets and everything that's coming to that platform. And we did launch tokens on there. I launched the Mart meme token, and we also launched the punks. So people who are holding those, and also the people who are delegating to Corium Community DAO Validator, you will be eligible for this snapshot that we take tomorrow and the airdrop that follows. So congratulations to all the holders and the people who qualified for this airdrop. And do remember, Corium Community DAO, we're all about bringing value to the community.
Absolutely. And if you want to learn more about that, get involved, just head to our links in the bios there, myweb3.me, Corium Community DAO, or the coriumcommunitydao.com website that you see there. And so let me get out of this screen here, and we'll bring up our guest today. Just 1 second here. My mouse is trapped on another screen. There we go. All right, there we go. Welcome, Hurricane WarZ. How are you doing today? Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Superledger podcast.
Thank you for having me, man. Happy to be here. Good to meet y'all, Chris. And I'm trying to get your name here. Looks like you're muted. I didn't hear what he said. What's his name?
Articulate.
Sorry. Articulate. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah. So happy to be here, man.
Right on. Yeah. Like I said, we crossed paths in a Flix.fun space there. They were, I think we're both interested in some technology that they're working on there with their home pages there, and kind of ran across your project while you guys were chatting with them. And it was pretty interesting to me. So I popped in a time or two. Yeah. And I think you guys are doing some interesting things here. So I just thought it'd be great to bring it into the community here and learn about what your community is doing over there, and the tools that you're making to bring some value to the space and to music, from what I can see. And many of them follow me know music. I always say music makes everything better. So the screen share opportunities here for you today. So feel free to share anything that you want at any point through the show. And just a reminder for those just joining us, Normally we have X spaces for our Superledger podcast, but we think this video format brings a lot more value to the video that we're bringing out to the guests that are watching and the that are coming on to speak and share. So let us know in the comments if you like this format. We will be doing a pop-up space, just a regular X space after the interview here today, just to kind of talk and general community Web3 banter. So everybody's welcome to stop in there. We'll do a little wrap up there after we're done the show here today. So with that, let's get into it. Yeah, if you won't mind, I like getting to know the people behind the project a little bit first, and then we'll dive into the project there.
Absolutely. So you want to know about myself or my team, or?
Yeah, for sure. You and your team. Sure. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm Hurricane. You know, I give them waves. You know what I mean? I've been an artist for the last 8 years, making music, independent artist. Saw like all of the ins and outs of the music industry. You know, saw what was great, what was bad. And, you know, once I got behind the scenes, I was like, oh man, it's definitely a lot of issues here, you know, and it looks all glitz and glamour on the screen, but on the back end, it's not what you really want it to be. So that kind of, you know, found me in Web3. And that's when I first, you know, kind of stumbled upon blockchain technology, et cetera, et cetera. It started by me just getting all of these wins on the blockchain. And, you know, I bought, I think, Ethereum and Bitcoin for a little bit, and it shot up to thousands of dollars, you know, and it shocked me. And I was like, yo, what's going on here? So I started doing more research, then found myself in NFTs. You know, got a few wins in NFTs as well. And then I discovered that people were doing music NFTs. So after I discovered that, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. I can put my music on here. So I put up my first music NFT for $1 million. So I was thoroughly convinced it was going to sell, but it didn't sell for like a month. So I switched to 0.1 ETH. And yeah, somebody bought it for like $400. And ever since then, I've been, I said, this is my place, I guess. And I've been stuck in the intersection of music, technology, and Web3, and been having a blast since. And I always wanted to build an app, but I went through developers that were kind of playing games and like stuff. You know, nothing was getting built, and we had all these ideas. I had all this ambition, but nothing was happening. So after we first started WarZ, had a few successful episodes using our first model, I was like, yo, we need to take this to the next level. And I had these dreams like over and over again of like artists going hard playing music, and then the charts were moving with the music, and, you know, it was going up when people were doing crazy dope stuff, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it just kept sticking in my mind. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to wait for a dev this time. I'm going to learn how to dev myself. So I learned how to dev on Solana, learn how to code on Solana, and that's how we built that website that you had shared earlier today. Built the whole website, so now people are able to live trade on music battles. We finally were able to launch it after a year of development, about 3.5 months ago, and ever since then we've almost 8x our X following, from like 100 followers to almost 800. The growth's been insane. People really love the concept of live traded music battles. So now we're in the super scale phase, and, you know, we launched here on Pump.Fun, as you can see as well, our WarZ token, which is kind of the token of our movement, of our ecosystem, and we believe that it's going to revolutionize the music industry with everything that we plan to do with it. So yeah, man, I guess that's the real quick TLDR of everywhere we at. And now tonight actually, we have our first ever meme coin music battle in human history. So we're taking it to new heights just every time, always looking to push the boundaries and do better things, man.
Nice. Well, it sounds like you and Articulate might have more to talk about than you and I, but yeah, I see a lot of things aligning there, so it should be a great conversation. And then so the team that you've circled around you, is that just people you met in the space, or people you've known before, or what's that look like? Just real quick, or as much as you want, whatever you prefer.
Absolutely. So I met Zol in the underground Violet raid. There was a guy named Jaden Violet who used to be, you know, big out here in the crypto space. And yeah, I met Zol in there because I saw he was moving. I liked the way he was moving. He had created something called the ZAO, which was a Z Talent Artist Organization, but also a pun on DAO, because it is a DAO as well. And he essentially got together. He was very good at organization, getting people together. He got together a bunch of artists to see how we can all use our respective talents and gifts to all go up together. So yeah, we started doing that. And I was in his chats a few times, and he was the first person, one of the first people I brought up the idea of WarZ to back in January 2024. The vibes were down, like the whole vibes of the music NFT space, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody was hyped anymore. Even the general overall music space in the world, like it just felt so dead. Like it felt like everybody had lost the energy and passion for music. So we were like, yo, let's bring it all back, and we're going to do it with music battles. At first, it was controversial. People were like, oh, music is not a competition, blah, 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 blah. But once we started it and, we did it with the right type of vibes, the right type of friendly competition energy, it ended up being extremely, extremely fruitful. And, we built it to the place that it is today. And we definitely think it has way more runway to go. And then Zal also had somebody else working with him on the DAO called, her name is Candy. And she's like an excellent marketer, like visuals, graphics. A lot of the visuals and graphics you'll see on our social media and including our YouTube channel. She's great at editing videos, et cetera, and she's just been going absolutely crazy like these past few months, just creating dope assets, creating dope YouTube videos. Our YouTube is WarZ, same way it's spelled everywhere else. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much the core team, just us three, going hard. Zal is more of like the organizational, crossing I's, dotting T's, lawyers, and getting all that stuff straight. And then Sam is more of the marketing, visionary AI, automation, et cetera, making the processes easier, et cetera. And I'm more of, the founder, and I just, code and get the vision out there, bull post my ass off and go crazy. Man. That's it.
Nice. So you learned to code. So like, where did you start from? Like from zero? Like, what's your, without having to go into details, but what's your background? Like how, and how that turned into learning to code yourself, and what was the experience like?
Right. So I was actually I graduated with an electrical engineering degree from University of Houston. I was just massively fascinated with electricity and how it works, and et cetera. And during that education, I got a little bit information on how to code. They taught us the basics, et cetera. And then after college, I actually got a job where I was a software engineer, but I hated it actually because we were coding. But it is kind of premonitionary what I was working at, because I was coding these banking apps. So like I hated it, but like little did I know it was like teaching me and preparing me for this moment we're in now. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was it. And yeah, I ended up actually quitting that job, because I hated it. And then was like, I'm going to pursue my dreams of becoming an independent artist. So yeah, I just went out on my own, and that's how I kind of learned the ins and outs of the music industry and just all the holes that were there, and realized that blockchain can essentially solve pretty much every issue that's on the back end of the music industry. So now I'm just like a super big proponent of the revolution. That's where our coin is called WarZ. This thing is called WarZ, because beyond it being just music battles, it's kind of a rebellion against the current state of the music industry. And yeah, the shift that I definitely see coming to the blockchain.
Nice. And so you chose Solana to build on. Was that just for like ease of learning, and like did you like just self-teach yourself, like walk yourself through it, or did you actually take a formal course or training? Or
yeah, so
Solana, and why did you choose Solana? I guess, I mean, I think there's probably obvious reasons, but yeah.
Absolutely, man. So this was when I first started, I was actually building it on EVM first. And then I noticed like this was like kind of the beginning of the meme coin craze. And I was like, dang, like all of these people were able to onboard themselves onto Solana without much instruction. Like all these people from TikTok, especially using Phantom Wallet, et cetera. So and it was able to hold up for massive volume. Like there was massive volume going through Solana when Trump launched, and when all of these meme coins were going crazy, and Pump.fun was going crazy. So I was like, okay, we need a chain that lasts, that can handle, crazy inbound, because that's definitely our goal, to like onboard the millions in the music industry, make the WarZ a show like the NFL of music, where like we got millions from all over tuning in to watch these music battles. So like we need a chain that can handle that, you know. So that's the first reason I chose Solana. Definitely wasn't easier to dev when it comes to EVM versus Solana, because there's way more resources for EVM, et cetera, and way less for Solana. But I pushed through it. I actually learned just self-taught through YouTube. Thank God when I was doing this coding process, the AI coding stuff had just begun. You know what I mean? So I was over here using ChatGPT, and then it evolved into Cursor, and then it evolved into Windsurf, and then using those and like asking a lot of hard questions and like really diving deep into like understanding every line and every facet of the code, like really helped me learn. I think these AI technologies that are out here now are incredible for helping people not only build things, but if you also want to learn what you're building and understand it, it'll help you a lot as well.
I'll maybe turn it over to Articulate here real quick before we just jump into the project itself. Articulate, is there anything you wanted to ask before we continue on?
Oh yeah, thank you, Chris, and welcome, Hurricane. And yeah, intriguing story. I can say even over the last 48 hours, I have a lot of commonalities with what you're talking about, and even in terms of using AI for coding. Like I just launched a website, and I use Grok. So when I did, Grok has voice now, so you could actually have a conversation. So I had it like say, hey, could you spin up a code for a live Twitter feed from my Twitter account to put on my website? And it did it. It didn't work. So I said, could you tweak this? This is the error message. So you could actually talk to it and have it do it rather than sit and type. And so to me, it was a lot easier because it was like a conversation between a developer or somebody more experienced. And it allowed me to have a lot more progress and get past a lot of the stuff that was holding me back. But I'm very intrigued and interested in what you're building and the future of it, because as his website says, music battles meets music markets. And for a long time, artists were kind of shut out or had little or no knowledge about the business part of their music. And you're actually taking it down to the the easiest level in a sense, but also doing it in a way where artists can gain from it versus how the music experiences was before. In your point of view, how do you see this, becoming, especially with blockchain becoming the rails of everything? How do you see this format and standard, panning out in like a 5 years time from now?
Absolutely, man. I'm so glad you asked that question. What we've learned from our simple, doing these live traded music battles within our small community is that they're extremely engaging, because we hit people on multiple angles. So the way live traded music battles works is that during each round, a token is spawned for each of the two competing artists, and people can buy and sell on each side. And this is anybody, because this is permissionless. Solana, anybody with Solana can come in. Solana in a wallet can come in and buy and sell on either side. And what this does is it gives us a sort of live score for a music battle. Because during the battles, you'll hear me being like, blah, blah, blah has 2 soul, blah, blah has 1.5 soul, blah, blah. So it kind of, whereas in basketball and football and blah, blah, it's like how many points they're scoring.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. But in music or anything subjective, we don't really have that unless you're talking about judges, but they usually judge at the end. You know what I mean? But this gives us a live in the moment, score for lack of a better word. And that is extremely engaging. And we've seen just crazy things happen. Like, for example, a guy just simply barked on the track and his chart just shot up like crazy. We were like, whoa, bro, this is crazy, And it's just awesome to see how the music and the passion of the artist and all these things really affect the charts, because at the end of the day, it also gives another avenue for fans to engage, because not only are they only engaging on the just watching part, but they're also given the opportunity to trade and actually get bags. We've had so many people come up and be like, yo, I can't believe this really worked. I can't believe I really just made some Solana trading on music. Well, go ahead.
And the reason why I asked is because this is actually you tokenizing a live experience, correct?
Exactly.
And you know, with everything being tokenized in the future, you know, that's the goal. I can only see where, you know, you are going to be able to, you know, initially you're doing this now, but you're going to be able to tokenize every aspect of that experience, and then you know, even say fractionalize the whole thing. Like I can see music being launched, and you launching an EP or an album or a single, and you tokenize that experience where that song or album becomes a token, and then you know, people could trade it during the stream of, like, you know, album release or something. So I can definitely see this as the start of something huge. And I'm not sure if you're aware of Zora on Face, right? So pretty much you're doing like a manual version of that, right? Where you're creating the market yourself, and you take care of like the distributions and everything after, right?
Absolutely. So actually everything on our end is programmatic. So like I said, I built the whole program so that everything happens programmatically. No humans have to touch anything. It's completely trustless. So like all we do is put in the information, the wallet addresses and blah, 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 feed it to the program. And as people are trading, as people are buying and selling, and even at the end, which I didn't get to describe, it's also actually timed. So like once the timer strikes 0, whichever side has more soul in their pool, pun intended, you know what I mean, is the winner of the round. And then 40% of the soul in the loser's pool goes to the winner's pool. So now all the winning traders split that entire winner's pool, which is already what was already in the winner's pool, plus the 40% from the loser's pool, and they split it based on how many of the winner's tokens they hold. So it kind of creates an interesting game theory dynamic where you either decide to sell during the battle, or you can hold till the end and get that bonus. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just created a very, very interesting just environment for live trade and music battles, because nowhere else in trading do they have this kind of finality. You know, everywhere else is like, oh, you have to, you know, you trade and then, you know, it can go on forever, and everyone's
wait for the results. Yeah,
exactly. So,
nice. I like that. And it's you know, given you know, creating use cases, because now, you know, say for instance, like you build this out the right way, it becomes a thing. And this is like what we all watched Versus, you know, during the pandemic. You know what I mean? You watched Versus, and we saw that if that was on chain, and if you were able to capture all of that live value right there, it would have been a phenomenon. And I think that's where, you know, standards like this that you're setting, it's not the heights of it. It could just be the next level or the next step, you know, based upon where things are going. So again, my shout out to you and team, and thank you for doing this. And yeah, I'll turn it back over to Chris. I'll have a few more questions, but like, let's get into the meat and potatoes then after.
Meat and potatoes. Go ahead.
Although I'm a vegetarian, so I don't even know why I'm saying.
Oh, me too. I'm plant-based, man. Squad up. Squad up.
You know, I think this is one of those shows where I do as you do to me often articulate. You guys are flowing good. You just keep going. You guys are the experts on this topic. I'm just along for the ride there. No, I appreciate the conversation there. And just a reminder there, Hurricane, any way that you can demonstrate here via video, share, screen share, if you're comfortable with that, please do. You know, I want to try and bring, you know, some value to it. If you want me to do it from my end, just send me a link, whatever. I can get it up there too. So yeah, guys, carry on. Yeah, this is a fascinating conversation.
Yeah, real quick. The website that you were sharing earlier is perfect. All I would need you to do is click on that featured battle, and I can explain more so how our page works.
Oh,
like
okay,
how things
sure.
Work in live battle.
Before you guys get into it, let me get there. Featured battle. Okay, right here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, you know, how like the mechanics and how it works. So yeah, that's a perfect segue.
Absolutely. So once you click the featured battle, it takes you to this page here. And the reason we do the featured battle this way is because when we run our live battles, we don't want to be putting like the actual battle link in there, because, you know, there could be malicious actors and could do stuff. We just tell people to go to WarZ.com, click on the big ass featured battle picture. Can't miss it. You know what I mean? And then you're in there. So then we have our little rules here. Then once you press got it, you can scroll down a little bit. Then you'll see the image for the battle, of course. And then you scroll down a little bit. This one's already ended, but like during the battle, both of these sides would be live, right? And you see where we have that buy button. Scroll down so everyone can.
Scroll up. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. We have the buy button, and then we have the sell button. So all you would do is put how much soul of whichever side you want to buy. You press buy, and then it's done. And then let's say you want to sell at any point during the battle, you press the sell button, and then it's done. And you'll see all of these happen on the chart live as you're watching the battle. And then also the thing that's really cool about it is we wanted to make it as simple as possible, especially when we're talking about onboarding music fans, etc. There's only 2 buttons. You know what I mean? There's only 2 buttons on our page. Of course there's the refresh battles and the donate stuff, but as far as participating in the battle, 2 buttons. So it's very easy to explain. A lot of people have onboarded, have got their first Phantom wallet, have traded their first time, all using WarZ. And this is only in our small case study of our small little audience. And once it gets bigger, we just noticed how it's very easy for people to onboard themselves because it's just simple. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of other trading platforms, they have all these numbers and words, and it's like, yo, what's going on? You feel me? So we just wanted to keep it simple, man. Shout out my co-founder Zal in the chat, man. I see you.
Yeah, he's blowing it up.
Yeah.
You mentioned something earlier about meme coin wars.
Yes,
Tell me more about that. Like, how does that work? And is it still music? And also, is it like the artists themselves, or is it AI? Like, how does it work?
So yeah, you could go to my X account for this if you wanted to. But hey, if you want to donate, feel free to do that as well. but either way, on my there you go, perfect. So if you scroll down a little bit on the X, there we go, a little bit to the pin post. That's the meme coin music battle that we're having tonight. And essentially, the way it works is these 2 meme coin communities chose an artist to represent them in this meme coin music battle. So it gives us a whole new avenue for promotion, not only for artists, but also for meme coins and their communities.
I see what's happening. So pretty much this is like now an additional use case for a meme coin, but also now it provides backing for like an artist who probably wants to get some type of visibility and get further. This also through the meme tokenomics, or however the founders do it, they could sponsor an artist to help them get out there, build more traction. I think this is dope, and you're kind of expanding out how this could reverberate across chain, and this is exciting.
Exactly, man. We're so hyped for this battle tonight because it just hits a lot of for lack of a better word, it hits a lot of points. You feel me? Because like when it comes to meme coins, they're trying to get out there. When it comes to artists, they're trying to get out there. When it comes to WarZ itself, we're trying to get out there. So like when we combine all our forces together, we can create a force on chain. You know what I mean? We can create some noise. You feel me? So that's essentially what we're doing here. And what we're also experimenting with during this battle exactly is also our first what's called event token. So we took the way that WarZ works, our website works, and like I said before, no other launchpad or anything works like this that gives you that finality or that end. But we were like, okay, what if we launched a token on Pump.Fund that goes in accordance with the battle? And once the battle is over, and we let everybody know, once the battle is over, so is the coin. Like, we're not going to do anything else after the live stream. And when we told our community that about that, they're like, oh, that's an interesting ass concept. Because like the only issue with most coins that launch on Pump, et cetera, is they have all these false expectations. People are like, oh, you know what I'm saying, what's going to happen? And there's no end. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for us, we're going to say, look, because there's this big live stream meta on Pump.Fund right now. So we're like, yo, when our live stream ends, we're going to create a whole new coin. But when it ends, it's over. Don't expect anything else with this token. So
I was going to ask that. Yeah. So they are encouraged or instructed to pretty much dump it, right?
Exactly. Essentially. And like that's the entire goal. We're going to see how it goes. It's our first time running this experiment. But the reason we chose to do it this way is because we spent a lot of time just autistically researching Pump.Fund and just the algorithm and how it works. And we noticed that like the vast majority of the volume, I would say 90% or more, is just on new pairs. On like,
oh, okay. So once somebody spins up a new coin, it like a lot of people rush to it. Okay.
exactly, especially when you can get that initial volume. And now that we're gonna have this space here that's essentially full of traders, you know what I mean?
Right.
We're definitely going to hit that volume spike, and we're definitely going to get into that algorithm, and people are definitely going to find out about the coins, the artists, WaveWars, everything. And if they want to, they can go up on the coin too. You feel me?
Yeah. So I have a few questions based upon that. Now, one, the Pump That Fun. Are you using the Pump That Fun TV, the Pump TV, where you? Because I have seen people kind of going heavy on that, where you are able to stream live your coin launch or whatever and have the chat, everything there. Is that something you're utilizing, or are you just having your same old infrastructure that you just run it the same way?
So we're going to, what we usually do when we run our live streams is we have our chart, as in the WaveWars.com chart, on the live stream view or whatever. And you'll see us as well, laughing and doing our things and vibing. But like, the idea is we're going to run the live stream of our battle when we launch this hypothetical event coin that we're going to launch for this battle. You feel me? So like, yeah, they're going to see the live stream of the battle, and they're going to see the whole battle go down, because we realize if you have an actually entertaining stream, people are going to stay on your coin for long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've definitely seen that these battles are extremely engaging. People, we've had so many people come up to the stage and be like, "Yo, I was on the edge of my seat." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we're just hyped. I say you come, bro. I'm telling you, you go 5 out, bro.
So my thing is, what if you have a legendary battle that everyone is like, "Yo, I can't forget that." Like,
right?
What if they want to hold a token, or
they can? We're not saying
trade it still, like, because
we're not saying they
you know
can.
what I mean? Because now, because I can see this blowing up, becoming something huge, and then, like, you know what I mean, say for instance you have like a celebrity appearance or guest, or you start to get into that realm. Now people would want to actually like have that as a, not just a commemorative, like the value could keep going up based upon who the entity is. You get what I'm saying? So
totally.
I can see this kind of growing into where those become like a very pricey archive of, like, events, but event token, but also the value, because now you have a classic battle or two under your belt. Those could, become very valuable in the future, even to the whole Solana ecosystem or just blockchain itself.
I totally agree, man. And that's also a big reason why we're doing this, because we realized when we streamed on our regular WarZ account on our regular token, which is like our kind of like our forever token, and we're also going to build utility that goes with it, et cetera, et cetera. We're keeping it under wraps until it's ready, because we like to under promise, over deliver. But either way, it's like we noticed when we streamed here, it's like we would barely get any eyes because it wasn't new. You know what I mean? And there wasn't as much volume. But when you launch a new token and there's volume, immediately, like, you get hundreds of viewers. You know what I'm saying? On Pump That Fun. So like the idea is, once we get this concept to enough people, like, we're gonna meet the right people. And just like what you said, when celebrities get on WaveWars, when all these things happen, it's really wraps, bro. And the sky's really the limit. And we create, not only are we creating this new use case and new vertical for musicians and the music industry as a whole, but we also think it's going to inspire other builders to start building tech on the blockchain for the music industry to solve the incredibly numerous amount of problems that are currently in the music industry. So yeah, man, we're hyped, man.
One more before I turn it over to Chris. Collaborations. Is there somewhere that, say in a recent past or so, based upon just participation, has artists got together afterwards and collab, or is that something where you're encouraging a project by WaveWars based upon, like, say, winners of the past, or just people who participated, like putting out an album featuring those artists?
That's crazy you say that, man. We actually have all the music ready for our first WaveWars mixtape. We just haven't dropped it yet, because we've been we knew it was gonna grow, but we didn't know it was gonna grow this fast. So we kind of just been like, oh, we gotta keep moving. So we haven't had time to sit down and fully finish the mixtape. But we already have the music. We just gotta get the art together and send it to the CD guy and get everything printed, etc., etc. But yeah, bro, that's been on our mind for a very long time, as well as merch, etc., etc.
Yeah.
There's just so many angles like this thing can go. So right now we're just focused on getting our name out there, and then that'll give us not only, you know, more eyes, but also some more capital to invest in doing these other things and providing more value to our people, man.
For sure. I knew we're gonna do music, so I wore my LimeWire shirt today.
Okay.
Because it's like the Wave Wars feel give me that like 90s, like, you know, back in the days when, you know, music was music and quality music stood out, and like, you know, nowadays you could push a button and make music, but when you have the artists who care enough to say, "Hell, I'm gonna present my music and let me know what you think," or like, you know, I have that confidence, like that's what, you know, it's about, like, you know, confidence in yourself, your art, and being able to now, you as a platform, give a stage where they could, you know, not like, you know, go as a war per se, but it's like a presentation, a collaborative presentation, and to the audience where they could judge, you know, what they like about each. But yeah, good stuff, man.
God bless.
Yeah, it's amazing. And my mind's just been sitting here like, you know, it's great use case for music and driving engagement to the artists, meme tokens. But man, the places you could take this beyond, you know. I know they were just saying, you know, good morning to esport there, but you know, I was just saying, like, even just, you know, competitive, you know, two guys just competing, you know, in anything, right? Like that's a great thing. Like, yeah, no, this is really exciting. I was just curious. I see on the site here, you see there's previous streams. Is there a little clip that we could pull out of one of these, just, you know, for a minute, just to kind of see what's going on live? Is that what it will show us? Or
absolutely, I think the best place to go would be our YouTube, because Candy has she's done a great job of like synthesizing the highlights of our battles, and like yeah, I just think she's done a great job, and this would be a great time to show that.
Awesome. Yeah, sure. Just give me 1 second and I will get us over there.
No doubt.
Comes up there. There we go.
Yeah, while Chris does that, just want to remind you guys of the snapshot tomorrow. If you're holding marked punks, or you're delegating to the CCD validator, you are going to be eligible for some CCD tokens. All right, so make sure that you are locked in and ready to go. All right.
There you go. Yeah, if you go to the most recent videos.
All right. Oh, where we go.
Yeah, that third one right there, the third one on this page. Yeah, that's
this Sunday.
So we also shout out to Cannon. He actually makes all this great art for you know, the battles, and you know, just out of pure love. And like, that's another dope thing we've seen. We've seen a lot of, you know, of the community make just dope art, just dope, you know, posters and all type of stuff, and videos like this. Like, we weren't expecting. It was lit, you know what I mean? So shout out Cannon.
No, that's amazing. But it does take a community to get all this done, to get it all up, right? Like, you can't do all of this on your own and get it to this level. And that's great. And we experienced a lot of that, you know, what we're doing at Core Community DAO here also. Oops.
Right.
You know, just people that are just, you know, aligned with what we're doing, our vision, and just want to jump in and contribute, and you know, they don't expect anything in return, and you know, you just do it as a community, and it makes it just a polished, finished product, right? Like, no, it's looking good.
I totally agree. So if you just go forward a little bit more, we'll get to the part where the charts is actually going. Keep going. All right, there you go. So here is where a song is actually playing.
It sounded a little low.
Oh, I don't know if they're playing. Oh, go back a little bit. Yeah. So like, as the music is playing, people will be trading on the charts.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And so, and then like, how long does a session go?
So for this battle, I think we had 30 minutes, and we allowed the artists to play 2 songs each. But in between, there was a little commentary and stuff. Shout out my guy Rome, man. He went crazy on this battle. But yeah, man, that's really the heat. We definitely had like more exciting chart times where it's moving crazy, but this is one of those ones where we just started, and I don't know. Once we get our volume up and it's really going, it gets really interesting. You know what I mean?
No, that's
that's the concept.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, again, like you and Articulate, we're kind of nailing everything there. Is there anything that we haven't touched on yet that you want to highlight? I'm actually, like I said, most time when I get great guests on, it always exceeds my expectations. So yeah, I'm already, my mind's just going to all these new ideas. I had some coming in, but now I got more. So yeah, if there's anything else that you want us to touch on, please make sure we get to it.
Yeah, I would definitely love to hear those ideas. But we also have a space that we do Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST, and this is where people just come in and give their feedback on the battles and what we can do to improve the website, etc. The website you're seeing now, like, it's actually been a lot of improvements that we've made to it since when we first dropped it like 4 months ago or so, and it's like all because of people coming in and like making their suggestions. So yeah, we're just building every day. I'm really proud of the team. I'm really proud of everything that we've been able to accomplish within these few months. And yeah, I'm just hyped, man. I'm excited for all the new concepts that we're gonna do, and I highly recommend that you guys come to the battle tonight because it's just so much history going on in one night. So yeah, I hope you guys can join us.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out there. I'm actually quite interested to see how that's going to go, especially with the meme token part of it. Many in the Corium ecosystem have just recently dove into that. Here we have a platform called Cruise Control that went live only August 1st, and it's generated quite a buzz and a lot of new activity, new eyes. So yeah, I could just see how these communities, especially on a larger scale, like over on Pump Fun and Solana, and that would really jump on something like this. It's bringing a lot of value to the artist. That's what I like about it. Is any way you can get the attention on the art, whether it's music or digital art or any content like that. It's a powerful tool that you've made here. So really excited to see it in action and see what it can do. And going back to kind of what made us cross paths together, as I ran into you on a Flix.fun space. And I actually reached out to Sisla leading up to this, saying, hey, is there any updates, or trying to pry out a little bit new info from them to see what's going on with the landing page that they're working on at Flix.fun there. And I can just really see why you guys would be interested in that.
Absolutely.
To bring all these pieces together on one landing page would, I could see with that, but, especially with tokens and other things like that. So, yeah, just wondering what your thoughts are, I guess, on that and what it is going to do potentially for you guys once it's live.
Absolutely. So there was a point I was going to make before to something that you said, so I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to get to your question. Sure. So the it's more than just exposure for the artist, because 1% of every trade goes directly to the artist, and that's actually been one of the big things that's happened. We've had a bunch of artists show screenshots of their phantom notifications just lighting up from all the trades that happen, and then also they get a bonus at the end of the round, if they won, and that's a little smaller bonus if they lose. And then also we've had sponsors that drop bags on artists, because they just love the show, etc., etc. So yeah, it's definitely, we want artists to make money as well, like, because I know myself being an artist, like, it's actually, making music is not as cheap as people think it is. Like, it takes some capital, especially if you want to make a quality product, or it either takes capital or a lot of time, which ends up being capital as well, because you need that time. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, one of our biggest things is getting money back in the artists' pockets, and we've crunched the numbers, and we noticed that once we get to $10,000 in volume on WarZ, we're able to pay $100 to each artist during the battle. Once we get to $100,000 in volume on Wave WarZ. We're able to pay each artist $1,000 in the battle, and then it goes up from there. $1 million volume, 10K, you know what I mean, for a 3-hour battle. So like all of these numbers are just like, they're so motivating to us, which is why we're just like going as hard as we can to like bring this out to more people, because our volume's been steadily rising. Last week we actually had our highest volume day, which was 2,600 in volume. So yeah, man, we're small, but we're getting there, man. Every week is getting more. So we just got to do things and do it, keep innovating on the marketing end so that people see, what we've created.
Nice. And yeah, I seen you had a presence on Zora there. Also, Articulate tipped me off on that, so I went and dipped my toe over on there. And kind of going back to the homepage there, like just all these different little tools to help bring everything together. That's what I really see the potential in this Flix.fun.
Facts.
I wish I had a bit more meat for everybody. They got me hanging on by anticipation, but I think Wave WarZ is going to be a really great project to demonstrate the power of that, just from what I can see here.
100% agreed. We were talking with Sisla a lot, while they were kind of developing this and building it for the announcement, and just seeing the homepage that he already created. He already gave us like a little sample, and I was blown away, bro. Like I was like, yo, this y'all went absolutely nuts, bro. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for the drop of the Flix.fun homepage. We just like you guys, man, we're waiting patiently on the back end, but we're gonna keep building, so by the time it does get launched, we got some people to show it to. You feel me?
Yeah. And what's like I said, I'm new to Zora there, but I was just blown away, just the fact that you got a token, it's listed, you can see it on deck screener, like all within a minute. It was like, I couldn't believe it. And I'm a content creator, have been for years, but I mean, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars and made pennies and pennies and pennies, and nothing much in return. And I just pumped a little hello with my logo on Zora, and already like people are monetizing this token. I'm like, what the heck's going on here, right? It was but you just look at the economy coming ahead, right? Like people are going to have to get creative and use their skills and talents, I think, to really to get ahead. I think as AI and automation kind of seeps into our workplaces, it's going to displace a lot of people, and I really think that it's hopefully going to empower the creative in everybody. Like everybody's got creative in it, but nobody uses it because we're all trapped into this 9-to-5 gig that they told us was such a good deal, right? And so that's what I see and hope, and that's why I like highlighting these kinds of tools and opportunities for people that you can do these things from home and build a community and a product around yourself and whatever you're passionate about, whether it's music, whether it's NFT art or physical art or whatever it is. I think really people really going to have to start embracing that to get ahead in the days, weeks, months, years ahead in this economy.
I totally agree, man. And that's we actually were on another podcast or interview the other day, and after explaining Wave WarZ, a guy in the space was like, "I need to figure out how to be an artist now." And I was like, man, that's not too far from the truth, because it's like after AI takes over, the only thing left is who you are as a human being and your unique experiences and skill sets, et cetera, that you're able to bring to the world that literally nobody else can. So yeah, man, us creating an infrastructure, including you guys, us, Flix.fun, OmniFlix, just creating all of these new ways for people to be able to express themselves and be compensated for that. And even people that just like watching people express themselves can also get compensated for them watching as well. It's like, that's the new world that's definitely coming, man. And that's why, we even included the financial aspect in Wave WarZ, because it's like, yeah, you can watch TikTok, you can watch these other things, but are you making any money from watching this? You know what I'm saying? We might as well, create a way so like even the fans, people participating, or people that just are interested in the thing can also have a chance to also make money while supporting the event, while supporting the artist, like live there as well. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of those type of experiences.
And so right now, and I'm going to turn it back to you, Articulate, to maybe wind the conversation down if you have any more questions. But right now, like, is it a set, like you do this once a week, or is there any pattern to it? And do you see it expand? Like, are you looking to expand this? Like, the more artists you get, you're just going to scale with that, or you like everybody else? You're kind of doing this and a million other things on the side. You got to scale cautiously. What's that look like?
I mean, I gave up my whole life to build WarZ. I was like, man, I don't care about nothing else no more. I'm gonna put all my energy into making this the biggest thing it can be. I've had too many dreams. I can barely sleep sometimes. It's sometimes it's only a few times in life you get those things that you literally feel God pushing you, like, nah, this is what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? And I'm just going with that flow, and I'm going with it all the way. And as far as the battles that we got coming up, we usually do battles every Sunday, or every 2 weeks Sunday. But we've got so many artists that want to battle that we're like, yeah, just like what you said, we got to start doing more battles because it's just, we got a lot of big influx coming in. And the way we plan to do it, actually, this is a little bit alpha just for you guys, since we're here. We're actually, our next thing after this Meme Coin Music battles, we're having a whole tournament. So we're having a whole WarZ tournament, and that's going to be able to give us the opportunity to not only platform a lot more artists, but also give the fans a lot more battles to trade on, because that's also something we got there, like, yo, we want to trade more than once a week or whatever. So it's like, yeah, we're going to have, we're going to increase that frequency a little bit with a tournament, see how it goes, and then move from there.
So by tournament, are you looking at, is this going to be like a 24, 36, 48-hour marathon, 24/7, or what's that?
Nah. We don't move that crazy. But we doing so essentially we'll have 8 producers that are in the tournament, and we're gonna have a quarterfinals. So it'll be essentially 4 days in a week that the quarterfinals will happen, and then after that there'll be 2 battles in the next week for the semifinals, and then the final battle on the Sunday.
Nice.
When we always do our battles. So yeah.
And then so with those tokens continue to, like, is that battle all still technically won? So any tokens generated from earlier?
Oh no. That would be cool though. Like, that was just but as soon as the battle's over, the token's over, because we don't want people to have to go to sleep and wake up and get rugged and stuff. So
fair enough. No, that's great. I think that finality is a big part of it. It brings a lot of excitement and drives people, just like, hey, if I'm going to participate, like I'm doing it, I got to do it now, or else it's just a lost opportunity. So it reminds me, Articulate, of Outbid. When they're doing the raise there, usually just, knowing that timer's clicking down. And if you want to, raise enough to advance to the next round, get your wallet out because the time's running out, right? So no, that's interesting dynamic and a powerful one, actually. So Articulate, do you want to? Oh, sorry.
We see some crazy stuff happen at the end of battles, because like I said before, 40% of the losers pool goes to the winners. So like, it's usually like near the end we start seeing the craziest activity, stuff pumping crazy, stuff dropping crazy. And it's very unpredictable in a sense as well. But once you get an idea of the WarZ crowd and like what people like you kind of get better at trading. Like, we have a guy named Mumbo who's like, he's constantly winning, mainly because he just trades on every battle. He's kind of got the vibe of like what people will like, and et cetera, because we kind of have our own community too. We have a lot of returning traders, and like the more you trade, the more you're going to get a pulse on like what people are likely to like, et cetera, which ends up, making you more of a winner as well, which is something we like too, because it also encourages people to keep coming back and keep vibing with us.
Mm.
Yeah, well, it's nice. We got you in here nice and early into the life cycle of this platform, so everybody listening's got a great opportunity to get. I just see the potential in this. It's massive. Yeah. It's I really like what you guys have built, and whether people take this idea and incorporate meme tokens or music or combinations of, or keep stacking on ideas into meme token music and whatever. But it's a lot of potential there. So I'll turn it over to Articulate.
All right.
Yeah. I had a question. So would you describe this platform as like a prediction market, like a live prediction market?
I would say it most closely aligns with prediction markets, like, because it also, gives us a good gauge on like what music is actually hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, when people are putting their their money on the line, they're not going to put it on something they think is going to lose. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely given us great data as well. You know, especially if you're an artist and you want to be like, yo, what? We actually had an artist versus artist battle where he had his own songs versus each other, and like he was able to, he was able to like deduce what was his real hottest song. And it's interesting at the end of the whole thing, because it was kind of like a tournament style as well.
Right.
The song that was the winning song was actually one of his most popular songs. So
it actually was right.
Exactly.
So, and then can the artists that's participating, can they trade as well, or they have to watch? Okay,
they can, but like it's very hard to focus on your strategy on what music you're gonna play next and what your opponent is doing, etc., and trade at the same time. So I don't know who's done it, but I'm sure somebody has. Shout out to Saul, the co-founder.
Go!
Let's go, bro.
Shout out. Yeah, man, I'm very excited about the future of WarZ, and definitely see this crossing over into different categories in this blockchain industry. As I said, I can see this becoming a successful a live prediction market for your music, where people could come and actually, as you said, know what's hot. Like they want to drop something, they want to gauge what's hot or what's not, and they could actually come with, get down to the songs that matter and put out that project, so they'll actually have an idea of what's hot, but also the initial market to sell it to if they want to go stream it. And so yeah, this is definitely going to open a lot of doors, and looking for this expanding. And I was going to ask, with the recent integration of Solana into like MetaMask and stuff like that, does this give you guys more leverage into going cross-chain and opening more doors for you?
So as far as going cross-chain, we've had so many people be like, yo, when are y'all going to build this on Base? When are you going to build this on Base? And, we just been like, hey, we already got a working product. And if you're going to look at the most of the world, that's all they care about. They don't care if it's on Base or if it's on
right
or whatever. They just care that they can access it and it works. And that's what we built. It works. People can access it. So we're like, yo, just use whatever Solana wallet you have, whatever, and then you should be able to get in there.
Yeah, because they could, they could technically log in with MetaMask now, in a sense, right? Since it has Solana. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's opening up to more like users.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Because now you don't have to say go to Ethereum. Now they already can interact with your platform with an Ethereum wallet.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I can see this without you doing much apart from what you're doing, because that's another thing. Like in Corium here, the Sologenic team is developing a liquidity router. So what that's going to allow you to do is, we are in Corium and we want to go to your Solana platform. We could actually log in with our existing wallet to your Solana platform, because it's going to allow us to sign transactions on the other chain and not have to leave the wallet. So I think that's where a lot of expansion is happening with these blockchains, where without the platforms or the developers themselves that have these projects doing anything extra, they're going to have it more simplified, where the wallets themselves can do, sign transactions across chain. And that opens you up now to millions of more users and people you could pitch to and market to.
That's beautiful, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all cooking. Let's go.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what would happen there. Like it is recognizing my Leap wallet, but I didn't connect it on show here. But it was the same thing when I connected to Zora. I haven't had ETH in my wallet in possession in years. It just kind of goes against my principles of cheap transactions. But I wanted to check out Zora. I did it all from my Leap wallet. I never left my Leap wallet. I just swapped within Leap and Cosmos for some wrapped ETH and connected. I was good to go. So, and that's so what Articulate was, saying, like, this is all coming together technology wallet wise. It's all going to be in the background soon enough. And, so when you build a platform like you did, it's got a ton of potential to take off. So we catch a lot of people on the way up here at the Superledger podcast.
Yeah. And I do like, foreseeing that's what's going to happen when Flix.fun launches on Base. because it's on Ethereum and Ethereum is more compatible with Solana, you should in the near future, if not already, be able to have people log into WaveWars with their EVM wallets. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So this is where we at. So, you know what I mean? Like the world is much more open. The industries are here, you know, the institutions are here, and it has to make sense for them as well. So it's more for them to move the big money, but we benefit because we're using the tech as well, you know what I mean? So shout out to you and team for what you guys are doing. Looking forward to, you know, stopping by tonight to check out the meme version. That's the first of its kind you're doing, right? With the memes.
Exactly. The first of its kind. And we predict that it's not going to be the last, and this is going to start a pretty big trend. So, yeah, we're hyped, man.
So if there are meme, like, you know, projects listening, how can they get involved if they don't do music and they want to tap in and, you know, help out or, you know, contribute to your platform? How could they get involved?
Absolutely. It all starts with a DM. Just DM in either the WaveWars account or me, Hurricane Ike, my account. That's where I do a lot of our business and stuff from. And then we also have a sign up link on our website, wavewars.com with a Z, where you just scroll down and you'll be able to see where you can sign up as an artist. And even at the bottom of the page, if you want to sign up as a sponsor or anything else, we also have our email list that gives you all the links to that. So, what we also do is like anyone that sends us DM, we see what works best for them. We just toss them and be like, yo, what do you guys want to do? Let's say they need an artist. Boy, do we have artists. You know,
okay.
Like, if you want somebody to represent you and you want to, you know, do this, and it's not only for meme coins, it's like for any crypto.
Right.
Business, you know what I mean? Like having a mascot, just like NASCAR. I don't know if y'all know how they have the brands on their car.
Right.
Same thing, but for music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the cross section of what you're doing is unique because, like, say for tonight's show, like I'm you know, a former meme maker from the old school meme making, not just the meme coins, but like from when Instagram and Twitter, like the beginning of memes. So I kind of understood where that whole thing is coming from, and memes became a tool with even now corporate America uses memes heavily. The White House posts memes every day on Twitter. You get what I'm saying? So it became it, and this I'm going somewhere with this because meme coins are kind of scorned and looked at as a joke right now, but it is one of the most effective way to get engagement, to build community, to market, to do whatever, you know. So you have that in the mix. So you have the meme, entertainment, you know, comedic, fun side, which is a great marketing tool. You have the music, which is also a great way to you know, evoke emotions, get through to people, to you know, get people excited, engaged. And you have now the visuals and the blockchain involved, which is the newest thing out of all those, which is now where everybody's kind of going towards, including governments and institutions. So you have a trifecta of like things happening that all are kind of the best ways of getting things done in their own respects. So with that culmination, I think that kind of, you know, speaks to how much acceleration can be experienced in the not so distant future. We're in the middle of a bull run as well, so the blockchain part of it could create a spark where it spills over to the music, spills over to the meme. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything kind of like feeds each other in that sense, and I can see where like it has different catalysts in it, that just that one formula that can all go at one time or could go separately, or you know what I mean. So it has a lot of like, you know, thing within it to push it, you know, past the stars and past the sky.
Wow, that's crazy that you said past the stars. One of our saying is wave wars to the stars. That's what we always say, man. God bless you. I love that, man.
Thank you, man. And yeah, so I don't have any more questions. If you want to probably plug the show tonight and where they could, you know, further reach you after this, that would be great.
Absolutely. Best way to find us is on our X profile, Wave Wars. It's spelled like this, Wave Wars with a Z. And yeah, you can just at Wave Wars. That's where we're going to be at. Our pin post has, you know, the battle that's going down tonight. All you got to do is click that, check the replies, and you'll see the space that will be in tonight. And all you just got to do is click that and you in there. You feel me? So tonight, 8 p.m. EST, It's going down. First ever live traded meme coin music battle in human history, man. We're about to have fun, man. We're about to have fun.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm glad we caught you today, right before that that historic moment. I'll be tuning in for
Absolutely.
sure. You guys are welcome to pop by here anytime. We meet every Sunday for sure.
Okay.
12 p.m. Pacific, and yeah, if you guys, I highly doubt you're going to stop where you are. So anytime you have any updates, upgrades, feature battles, just give me a ring. I'd love to have you up here again and highlight what you guys are doing. And I really think you're bringing some good value to a lot of people, and that's what we like to highlight here. People are put the time bringing value to everybody, not just their own bag. So I really appreciate what you guys built here. It's very impressive, and hopefully we've done a good job here highlighting it today. Everybody tuning in, please make sure you give them a follow there, Hurricane a follow. And put some comments. Let us know what you think about the show here today. Any questions that you might have that we didn't get to here. And for those that watch the replay, it might give them some pause to stop in and take a listen too. So appreciate all those sharing the comments. I think we'll wrap things up here today. It's been a great show, and I really appreciate you stopping by. And I'm sure we'll be crossing paths again once some more of these tools from Flix.fun become available, because I think that's going to really help tie what you're doing together specifically. I got big hopes for what it's going to do for what I'm doing, but for what it's going to be great. And then spin off from that, like I think any artist, musician coming on, like it's just a great thing if you had that page ready to go into a battle where it's tying in all your social feeds, your YouTube and everything, all like, man, it's a ton of potential there. So yeah, we'll definitely both be keeping you guys up to date on that development as it comes from the Flix team there. And yeah, it's just great having you on the show today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, before you go, I don't know if you're open to just a pitch, possibly, heavy on Corium, but just to basically, Corium is at the stage where they're kind of in deployment mode right now, and I can definitely see something like this, benefiting the Corium ecosystem in the future if possible. But I wanted to pitch to you the possibility of you guys thinking about a digital asset strategy where you enjoy the benefits of staking Corium. We have 45+% APY right now, where you could actually use that to feed back into funding a lot of the things you guys do and use it as a strategy to help further grow your business. So I don't know if it's something that intrigues you could think about, but
absolutely,
yeah,
send me a DM, please. Like, send me a DM with more info. Yeah, I would love to chop it up. You talking that's my language, man.
Sounds like a plan.
Right on. Well, great show, and we'll wind things down today, and really appreciate you stopping by. We'll be back here again next week, 12 p.m. Pacific, for the Superledger podcast number 95. We're getting close to that 100 articulate.
Jeez.
Man.
Yeah.
It's been, It's just hard to believe. So, we really appreciate everybody's support here. Everybody that's stopped by in the comments here, really appreciate it. Nice to see you guys back. We're going to have a lot of exciting things coming up. As mentioned, the snapshot for that airdrop is tomorrow. So maybe spin up another space tomorrow morning or tonight, just to remind everybody about that. And just because real quick, one question I've had on that topic is people say, hey, I want to stake with you guys, but I got to undelegate for 7 days. I'm not going to make it. No, you don't have to. You can do what's called redelegate. So you can just move your portion or all of your delegation to another validator without unstaking. So if anybody needs any help with that, just reach out. That's what we're here for at Corium Community DAO. And it's been a great show. Thanks everybody for stopping in. We'll see you all next week or sooner. Peace and prosperity to you all.